My Silver Age CGC submission is back. Let's do this. What's going on, comic friends? It's Ryan the Colossus Collector. Welcome back to my channel once again. I'm really excited about this video. I've been looking forward for a while to getting this filmed. About a month and a half ago, I did my very first Silver Age CGC submission, and 21 amazing Silver Age books, all Marvel except for one, and just been super excited to show you guys what I got. I have not seen the grades yet, so I'm revealing them and seeing them for the first time with you here on the channel. So without further ado, let's get into these books. All right, so my books are right here. Box is open. Grades are covered. Let's get started. So first up, we've got Fantastic Four, number 46. I've got the grades taped off on the back and at the top. As you can see, my prediction was a 2.0 on this book. I gotta say, this maybe one or two books in this submission I kind of wish I didn't submit. Kind of regretted it after the fact. This was one of them. I got this one dirt cheap on Whatnot last year at some point, or maybe it was early this year, but really crazy deal on it. And it's a pretty significant key from the Silver Age, first Black Bolt. Awesome book, but you know, it is beat up. It's got a lot of like chipping and creasing and stuff throughout the cover, and it's got a bit of a spine roll. It's not in great shape. So 2.0, definitely probably not worth grading, but still, you know, now that it is graded, it'll be great to put on the wall and enjoy it until I maybe one day get an upgrade. But it's nice to have the first appearance of Black Bolt in the collection. So anyways, 2.0, it's kind of my guess here. It's a pretty rough book. Did get it cleaned and pressed, so hopefully you know, I'll get a good result from that. And here we go. 2.0, 3.5. Nice. So as you can see, you know, still figuring out grading. I definitely graded this pretty harshly, and to get a 3.5 from a 2.0, definitely going to take that and run with it. So nice to have this 3.5 first Black Bolt in my collection. Next up, we've got Fantastic Four 57, and this is an incredible Jack Kirby Doctor Doom cover. Love this book. You know, ever since I got this, I've been in love with it, and I knew I was going to send it off to CGC. And so it's in pretty nice condition. My my estimation, my grading was a 6.5. If I get a 6.5 on this, I'll be thrilled. Love this book. Beautiful cover. Let's see what the grade was. 6.5. So I was on the money on that one. Yeah, just absolutely love this book. Incredible cover. Love Dr. Doom covers. And yeah, really excited to get this one back. All right, next up, another Fantastic Four, number 67. And this is, of course, the first cameo appearance of him, aka Adam Warlock. This is a beautiful book. Got this from Christian over at Elvian's Comics, and it's in really nice shape. It's a little bit tanned, as you can see. It's tough to get those white books in beautiful white condition. You know, the white covers tend to tan a decent amount when you see them nowadays. So it's rare to find a really brilliant white Silver Age book like this, but despite that, really great shape, and it was graded as 7.0 when I bought it. So we'll see how that goes, and here we go. 6.5. Well, I mean, it's not a huge bump down. Maybe they ding the tanning a little bit. I have to get into the grader's notes. But hey, you can't win them all, and you never know like what the grader's thinking on any given day. So to go down from a 7.0 to 6.5 is a little disappointing, but I built that into my expectation that you can at least go down a point 5 in either direction. So yeah, still super excited to have this book. Of course, I'm getting all those Warlock keys together. It's kind of become a little bit of a goal of mine. So nice to have this one. It's in great shape, and excited to put this on the wall. All right, next up, we've got Amazing Adventures number 11. And this is, of course, the first appearance of Beast with fur. He started off gray, having gray fur, quickly became a blue furred beast, but love this book. Such a cool, iconic Beast cover. As far as, any covers with Beast on them, I think this is the most iconic one of them. It's in great shape too, and love the black cover as well. This is, my guess is a 6.0 on this, and let's see what happens. 7.0, nice. So obviously, once again, I'm a little bit harsh on my predictions, and that's all just part of learning. But if you're going to be wrong, I'd rather be too harsh than not harsh enough. So pleasant surprise to get this in a 7.0, white pages as well. So that's awesome too. Incredible book. Love my X-Men, love my mutants, and this is just a really important book if you're a fan of the X-Men and the mutant world. So awesome to get this in a 7.0. All right, cool. This one is Tales to Astonish number 91. And this is the second appearance of Abomination, and the first appearance of Abomination on the cover, or cover appearance. Another just a nice mid-grade copy or Silver Age book that I got. Not a huge key, but seeing as how Abomination's kind of having a resurgence in the MCU, it's kind of a cool book to have now. Again, I'm not trying to spec on it or anything. I'm pretty sure I got a great deal on it last year. Yeah, I thought, why not get it graded? It is a cool key. So thinking this is a 6.0, and let's see what they gave me. 6.5, nice. So got a little bump from my my initial guess and my initial grade. So really excited about that. Cool face-off cover with Hulk and the Abomination, and excited to get a little bit of a higher grade. It's also a white pages, so really cool to get that one. All right, this one, Man-Thing number 1, beautiful book. Let's see if I can tilt it. There we go. Beautiful book. I absolutely love this cover. It's the colors just pop. It's an incredible piece of art, in my opinion. And I think Man-Thing's a really cool character. I know my buddy Brandon over at Mon Comics definitely loves his Man-Thing and loves this book. He's got a signed copy, which is really cool. So nice to have this slabbed. I will admit, when I got this book, there were a few more spine ticks than I thought there were when I bought it. So it's it was a little bit. I was a little bit on the fence on whether or not I wanted to grade this one. I don't think in the end it's going to be worth the grading, but I just want to put this on my wall. It's such a cool book, and eventually maybe I'll get a higher grade copy, but I can be happy and enjoy it in a slab on my wall, no matter what the grade. And hoping for a 7.0. could see it kind of going either way. So let's see what happens. 6.5. Yeah, that's too bad. I think I paid a little bit more than it really was worth when I bought it, unfortunately. But that's how it goes sometimes, especially when you're buying on Instagram or online in general. Sometimes it's hard to really see all the flaws, and not that anybody's trying to hide them from you. It's just not always, it's not as good as seeing it in person. Problem is, it's not easy to find all the books you want in person, so it just kind of goes with the territory sometimes. 6.5, would have liked it to hit the 7s, but I'll be happy to look at it every day, and then one day I'll get an upgrade. So, great book, love this cover. All right, next up, Tales of Suspense 97, another cool Silver Age book, and another first appearance of a villain, in this case being the first appearance of Whiplash. You might remember Whiplash from Iron Man 2, the movie. People don't particularly love that rendition of Whiplash, played by Mickey Rourke. I love that movie. I'll never say I didn't like it. I thought he was okay. But anyways, yeah, cool to have this book. It's in great shape. Again, another one of those white covers that does have a bit of a tanning. I'm still looking. I have one book in this submission that's actually really quite white still, that I think is really cool that it is that white. But yeah, it's often you run into a little bit more of a tanned color on the white covers. But this one's not too bad, and I mean, it's in great shape. And I thought it was a 7.0, so let's see what the grade was. 8.0. That's a nice bump from where I thought it was. Yeah, like I said, this book is in really great shape. And to get anything from the Silver Age in the 8s is just epic. So I'm super stoked with that grade, and really excited to add this to the PC. Okay, so this is a cool book, and you might not all be that into it, but being a good old Canadian boy, and from the greater Toronto area, I'm a massive Toronto Maple Leafs hockey fan. They're my absolute favorite team. Love my hockey. Love my Leafs. And I just was on eBay, and I was looking for Toronto Maple Leaf stuff, and I thought, I wonder if there's any comic books out there with like from the 60s and earlier with the Toronto Maple Leafs on it, just by chance. And I searched it, and I came up with this Babe Ruth sports comic with the legendary Toronto Maple Leaf goalie Turk Broda, who played with the Leafs in the 30s and 40s. One of the all-time great goalies of the franchise, and he's on this Babe Ruth comic book. From watching my channel, you've never seen any Golden Age books, but this was a Golden Age book that I was pretty interested in getting. The price wasn't too astronomical either. I found like 2 or 3 copies on eBay. This was the best looking conditioned one, so I bought this one. And the whole purpose of this was I just want it slabbed. I don't care what the grade is. I don't want to sell it. It's just purely for my my Maple Leaf collection, and just looking at it, it's a really cool book, especially if you're a Toronto Maple Leaf fan. So, thought this was a 5.0, and it's a 5.0. Off-white to white pages. Just a cool hockey comic book. Definitely out of the norm of what I collect, but if you know me personally, you know that I'm a big Leaf fan, and definitely suits what I like. So really cool to get this one slabbed finally. All right, next up is Strange Tales number 126, and this is a pretty old Silver Age book. This is, of course, the first appearance of Clea and Dormammu, two big characters in the story and the world of Doctor Strange. Of course, Clea just was teased at the end of Multiverse of Madness in a post-credit scene. Dormammu was the villain, or the bad guy in the first Doctor Strange movie, and wouldn't be shocked if he's in the next Doctor Strange movie or wherever he ends up. And the backstory about this, and I'm not sure if I told this story on another video, but I was, early on in my collecting, my comic collecting start last year. I was on another one of Elvine Comics' live Instagram sales, and this book came up. And, Christian, he was very upfront about how this book was in pretty rough shape. He had a clear backer board on it, showed the back, some gnarly spine roll on it, and it was beat up, but a pretty cool opportunity to get this double first appearance. It's a pretty, I think, important first appearance when it comes to Doctor Strange, and it was priced reasonably, and just an interesting spec buy, to be honest. And I'm not a big spec buyer, but when I was just getting started, I did definitely make some purchases that were a little bit more on the spec side of things. But as I've had it for over a year now, I've kind of learned to love it and think it's cool that I have this book. So I sent this off to, as I did with most of the books in this submission, over to Bleecker Street Comics, who does my my clean and press over my last couple submissions, and he, I gotta say, knocked it out of the park with this book. It came back looking so much better than it when I gave it to him. It was so dingy, and like the colors felt so unimpressive and faded back. And when I got it back and you could see it, like the reds are popping, the yellows are popping, even the blue, this kind of blue background, very like kind of a dark navy or blue. It was so dark and dingy and muddy looking. And now it's, like you see it, and I don't know if the camera does it justice, but it pops a little bit more. So anyways, this book looked so much better. I was really excited about it. Still, though, I really didn't think it was going to get more than a 2.0, just because it is really banged up, and you still have a pretty wicked spine roll on the back. It's definitely like an off-white to white or a creamed off-white, and significant damages on the cover and spine. So, still a 2.0 is my guess. But I think before I got a clean and press, it might have been a 1 or a 1.5. So it's definitely kind of come back to life, and it's really cool to see a book come back to life in that way. So let's see what I got. 2.0. Holy, yeah, wow, that's crazy. 3.5 white pages. Well, it's definitely back from the dead, that's for sure. I'm shocked. I'm shocked. That's a crazy upgrade from what I thought it was going to be. I really thought 2.0 was the best this book could get. But I guess it really has been restored in a non-restored way. That it's hopefully worthy of this grade. I mean, I'm surprised. Wow, what a crazy grade. That's amazing. I'll show you guys the back, what I'm talking about. Like, it's got, like, it's still pretty dinged up, and it's got some crazy spine roll on it, but it does look just really good now. Crazy. That's a crazy grade. Really excited, though, to have that. That's amazing. All right. Next one, X-Men 28. And this is awesome X-Men Key. This is the first appearance of the Banshee, also known as Sean Cassidy. Always forget the first name, Sean Cassidy. I mean, this is an epic Silver Age X-Men book. You know, and in terms of Silver Age covers on X-Men, this is definitely one that a lot of people know. It's just so dynamic and cool to see the Banshee coming at you like that. Really cool red cover. And I bought this from A1 Comics, I believe, and I think it's in great condition. And I'm banking on a 7.0. Really excited to see what I got on this. 7.0. White pages as well. That's awesome. Yeah, just a beautiful book. Really cool Silver Age Key. And yeah, I'm really happy that that came out in the 7s. All right, trucking along here. So this is cool. X-Men 14, another really iconic X-Men Silver Age key. This is, of course, the first appearance of the Sentinels, a thorn in the side of mutant kind, and especially the X-Men. If you're a fan of the 90s show, 90s cartoon, the Sentinels were all over that show, and always cool to see the battles with the Sentinels, and then also brought to life on screen, on the big screen in Days of Future Past, which is one of my favorite X-Men movies. So pretty cool to have the first appearance of the Sentinels, and I, thought this was a 3.0. There is this there's this tear that goes up the book there, so I'm not sure how much that was gonna ding it, but I was guessing 3.0. So let's see what I got. 2.5. Okay, so maybe that tear. It's also cream to off-white, so definitely tanned over time. So there maybe a few things knocked it down a little bit lower than I thought, but still a significant book, significant key. Great to have it, and you'll see the next couple books why I really wanted all three of these books graded together, and I'll show you those. So really cool to have the first appearance of the Sentinels. And then next, we've got X-Men 15, which is the next book in the series, and it's the second appearance of the Sentinels, and it's the first appearance of Master Mold, which is kind of the ultimate Sentinel, the Sentinel that has the most power, and at various times, actually became it created more Sentinel robots, and has some pretty cool storylines, battles with the X-Men as well. This book is in beautiful shape. As you can see, colors are nice and vibrant, cool purple, the yellows pop. Just a really great book, great cover, and really excited to have this one graded as well. Thought this was a 5.0, and let's see. Ooh. All right, it's way better than I thought it was. 7.0 white pages. I mean, that's pretty incredible. Yeah, wow, that's awesome. I'm so excited about that. I definitely need to work a little bit more on my grading to go up to be that far off. But like I said earlier, work in progress. Excited to have a 7.0 in for this book, and yeah, this is going to look great next to number 14. And then right next to 15 will be X-Men 16, which is the third appearance of Sentinels and the second appearance of Master Mold. And this is out of the three of them, this is definitely the least significant book. This isn't so much of a major key, but it is the second appearance and third appearance of the Sentinels, second appearance of Master Mold. So wanted to get all three together. They can be displayed together. It's a cool little trio of Sentinel books, the first three, and thought this was at a 4.0. Didn't it's not, the colors on the cover are awesome. The yellow's really in great condition, but there are a few things here and there. There's a little bit of a spine roll, some creases and things like that. So thought this was at about a 4.0, and I was right. But it is 4.0 white pages, so that's really great. Yeah, just an awesome book to have going right next to the other two, the other previous two. All right, so I really love this book. Iron Man and Submariner #1. Just an absolute beautiful cover. Two of my favorite characters. And a beautiful white book. I forgot actually when I was talking about white covers, the one I referenced that has a really pretty brilliant white, it wasn't even this one. So I actually have two white covers in this submission that are relatively bright in its whiteness and have kept its whiteness really nicely. This is in great shape. Just I can't say enough about this cover. Like, I absolutely love this cover, and was so excited when I got it. And I got it last year, and a lot of these books in this submission I've been getting all along since I started collecting. So it was so exciting to finally do a Silver Age submission. So this one was one of the ones that I've had for a while, and just was so excited to get in the slab, get graded. So I'm gonna, thinking it's a 7.0, hoping it will be in this range. I'm not gonna lie, I'd be pretty surprised if it's less than a 7.0. It's a really nice copy, but let's see, 7.0. So I was on the money on this one. It's also white pages, which makes sense given the brilliance of the white on the front cover. Yeah, just a beautiful book, and it's part of all the big premiere issues that kind of came out. I forget the year. I'll put it on a little super caption on this video right now. But all these big premiere issues came out all relatively in the same year, and this one just came out before Submariner 1, Iron Man 1. So this just kind of precedes those two books. Still hoping to get out Iron Man 1 this year as part of one of my 2023 comic goals. Got the Sub 1 already, and I think it's actually coming up next. It is. So this will look great next to Sub 1, and then Iron Man 1 will go right next to them too. Okay, so like I said, Submariner #1. Beautiful book. I mentioned this in my goals video earlier on my channel, that I got it, but I had said at the time it was off at CGC. So it is back. As you can see, it's in pretty great shape. When I bought this from Heritage. They had it graded at a 7.0. And I was definitely, hoping when I bought it to get 7.0 and above on a Submariner from that auction, or eventually in my collection. These books are definitely the Submariner ones that is, they're hard to get with like a brilliant blue cover. The blue tend to fade. Even when it was first printed, it first came out, like it wasn't like just pure light blue. It did have sort of this, I don't know what the word would be. It had sort of this lightness in certain areas where the blue kind of lightened out. And then over time, this blue on a lot of copies has faded back and become less and less brilliant. So it was kind of really important to me when I bought a Submariner 1 to get one with a pretty nice blue to it still, which this one does have. So 7.0, you know, that's what it was graded at when I bought it at Heritage. So I didn't do any kind of personal grading, just went with what, you know, they said. And 7.0 is what I'm gunning for. 7.5, beautiful. Gotta love when that happens. So yeah, just a little bit of a bump from what I bought it for. So it was already below fair market value. Now it gets a great bump. That's why I love buying certain things from Heritage. You can find deals, and you know, if you get a great bump on top of it, you're really coming out with a good profit on your book. So not that I'm selling it, but it's nice to know that I really underpaid for this book. So just love it. This is gonna go right next to that Submariner Iron Man one, and really excited to have this one slabbed now. All right, and keeping on with Submariner, I have Submariner number 5, and this is a little Submariner key. This is the first appearance of the Submariner villain Tiger Shark. Love this cover. It's, you know, beautiful blues. The colors are just popping here. Just a really, you know, Submariner has some really underrated cover art and covers in this run that I just really love, and that's again why I'm collecting the Submariner run. I think I just love the covers. I love that underwater look, and then of course Submariner is a mutant. It's a long history interacting with the X-Men and in the mutant world, so definitely a cool character for me. And yeah, so I had this one. I wasn't sure if I wanted to get a lot of Submariner books graded other than Sub 1 and that Iron Man one. But this one just looked so nice. So I decided to grade it. Was thinking this one was going to be a 6.5. I think it was somewhat conservative, because it is in really great shape. And like looking at this one compared to the Sub 1, I don't see a ton of differences. So let's see where we net out on this grade. You know, if I got a 7.5, that'd be crazy. But let's see, 6.5, 6.0 or 7.0. That's awesome. Yeah, I had a feeling this one had a good chance of being maybe a little bit higher than I initially thought. So white pages as well. Beautiful book. Just a beautiful book. Excited to get that grade bump. All right, so love this one. I love them all, but definitely you've seen me talk about this one before and how I like my black face-off covers, my Doom covers, checking a lot of boxes on things I like. Giving one of these away, a raw one, in my 1,000 subscriber giveaway. But this was my really, this was my better quality, my better conditioned book. Got it graded. I mean, look at it. Colors just popping off, like just beautiful, beautiful, bright, vibrant colors popping off that black cover, and the black is rich and dark. It looks so nice. I mean, Silver Age books with this kind of color and cover art, oh man, just can't get enough of it. I can't get enough of it. And this one is especially just a really great condition book. Looking at it, it does have the thing with these black covers. It does have a couple little ticks here and there, and the back's actually pretty flawless. But given those ticks and whatnot, I graded this at a 7.0. And let's see what I got. Whew. I was very, very conservative and very harsh on this one. Holy smokes. Yeah, like I tend to definitely be an undergrader, as Christian at Elvines Comics likes to always call himself. I'm definitely trending towards undergrading. I might need to really start working on that, because 7.0 to 8.5, that's a pretty big gap. That said, I'm thrilled. 8.5, and I mean, honestly, now that I'm looking at it, like, of course it's an 8.5. This book is immaculate. Really love this. And it's a white pages, like, great condition. Definitely was worth grading, and just incredible. It's going to go so well with that book right there. Oh, love it. Love it. All right, so speaking of big premiere issues, Captain America 100. Awesome premiere issue. I got this on a Whatnot sale from Comic Aussie. Shout out to Comic Aussie. Got a great deal on it. I will say, when I got it, not that I was disappointed, but I do think this was a little worse condition than I thought. And going back to, again, buying online versus seeing it in person, definitely could see some more of the flaws, and where I thought this was maybe a little bit, I thought this was kind of in the 5s when I bought it, and I still kept it at a 5.5, but I am a little bit worried about this one, because, you might not be able to see it here on camera, like I couldn't see it, but there is some significant foxing in the whites. It's quite, it's quite prominent. But, I mean, other than the whites, this book looks really great. And that's why I'm, like, kind of torn on it. Like, I don't know how good or bad this is. It really depends on how much CGC is going to knock down that foxing. And so we'll see. It's still a Captain America 100. Big premiere issue. I want to get all the big premiere issues. Yeah, let's see how it goes. 4.5. Yeah, so like I was saying, I was not sure. It's an off-white pages as well, which of course makes sense. There is some significant foxing with, tanning. It's spotty, which is so unfortunate, because that's it. Foxing does look kind of gross. It looks like someone spattered stuff on the cover, but it's just a weird tanning that happens, as we know, with comics. But if you're looking at it from this distance, it looks beautiful. So, and I mean, honestly, like, I can get over the foxing. It's a really great book, iconic cover. Cool to have Black Panther on there too. So, would have been nice to be in the 5s. Got a 4.5. It is what it is. Okay, so speaking of the white covers, this is the one I was alluding to earlier. X-Men 49. Beautiful and very cool X-Men cover. This is, of course, the first appearance of Lorna Dane, aka Polaris. This is the issue that comes just before issue number 50, which is the iconic Steranko cover. This is also a pretty iconic Steranko cover. This is the last X-Men book, or Silver Age X-Men book, with the original title design. And this is also the first appearance of the villain Mesmero. So it's a double first appearance, but of course, you know, Polaris is the more iconic character, and so it's pretty cool to have the first appearance of Polaris. The book's in beautiful shape. Like I said, the whites are pretty brilliant. I mean, it's not completely brilliant white, but it is more white than it is a cream color. So really beautiful book. Awesome to see all the X-Men on it. And yeah, let's see. I had it at a 6.5. Thought it was a pretty good condition. So let's see what we get. Ooh, 6.0. Wow. Okay. It has this tear right here. I bet you that's where it maybe dinged it. Off-white to white. So, but the cover itself is pretty white. Yeah, 6.0. I'm not gonna cry over it. Would have liked the extra 0.5, but would have loved the 7. But yeah, 6.0. Still great book. And really cool to have it. All right, we're coming down to the wire. Last couple books. This one's really cool. This is X-Men number 39, and this is actually my very first pedigree grade. This is, you know, the significance of this book is this is the first time the X-Men changed their outfits, their costumes, so it's an all new looking original X-Men team. Awesome black cover, you know, I love black covers. And I bought this for a pretty good price from A1 Comics. They had it graded at 9.0. And I will say that I'm not 100% sure if A1 graded it or not, because it also came with the pedigree certificate, which also had it graded at a 9.0. Just a second. Yeah, VF near mint, so 9.0. And so, you know, I'm gunning for the 9.0. That's what it was graded at. That's what the certificate on it had. So hopefully that's what it gets. It's part of the Northland pedigree collection. So pretty cool to have a pedigree book, and my very first one. And let's see what the grade was. Oh wow, that's wow, that's a brutal drop. Yeah, I'm a little speechless. That's not what it should have been. I'll be completely honest. Paid for something that should have been a 9.0 and 7.5. Off-white pages. I really am surprised it's a 7.5. It's honestly, I'm gonna have to get into the grading notes, of course, but I mean, it looks great. It really does. So it's a little bit of a miswrap on the back, but nothing crazy. And I don't know if that would be the thing that would ding it down. But yeah, 7.5 is a little bit of a disappointment, I gotta say. Especially being my first pedigree, I really thought it was kind of locked in. So CGC definitely dinged this on something. But you know, it's still 7.5 is not a terrible grade. It's just definitely not what I expected, I thought this was really going to be the highest grade book in the submission, to be honest. But cool to have a pedigree. Looks great. Yeah, sometimes this sort of thing happens. All right. Last book is a big book. X-Men 12. First appearance of the Juggernaut. Classic, huge X-Men villain. Brother or stepbrother of Charles Xavier. You know, countless face-offs with the Juggernaut and the X-Men. My guy Colossus, probably his most, you know, his biggest rival in terms of villains. He's really the only X-Men who could ever take him on, you know, pound for pound, strength for strength. Obviously, Juggernaut's got a little bit on him, but just some epic battles between Colossus and Juggernaut. So, big fan of the Juggernaut. Really cool to have this book. Bought this from Heritage. It was graded at a good plus, so a 2.5. So I'm banking on 2.5. Paid for, probably paid the 2.0 price. So definitely under fair market value at the time, and which was earlier this year. And yeah, just a really cool X-Men key, Silver Age key, and let's see what I got. 4.5. Whoa, that's a huge jump. That's amazing. Holy cow. 4.5. To go from a 2.5 to a 4.5 in this book is a big deal. It's a big, big jump. You know, that's what Heritage had it at, 2.5. So to go up to a 4.5, that's a massive increase in value on this book. Yeah, I'm stoked. That's amazing. Juggernaut in a 4.5. It's off-white to white pages. Just an awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, it's a nice makes up for that previous book nicely, because this is a big bump in value, and really makes that purchase just a really great purchase. So really excited about Juggernaut at a 4.5. Nice way to cap off the submission. And yeah, just super excited about that. So that's my big Silver Age CGC submission. Was really happy to get this one back. I had been wanting to do this one for quite some time. I had so many books ready to go, and I was just waiting to get enough to make it kind of worthwhile to do the submission, pay the shipping and whatnot. You know, some grades a little less than I was hoping, and then a bunch of grades way more than I was banking on. So overall, you know, I think it was a success. I have a lot of great new books that I get to now put on my wall. I'm gonna have to expand here onto my left, the wall to my left, adding more and more to the display, which is exciting. Yeah, I'll definitely maybe post that on Instagram, and you'll be able to see how the display of slabbed books has expanded. But before you leave this video, just want to say, don't forget, I'm giving this prize package away at 1,000 subscribers. All you got to do is be a subscriber to this channel, the Colossus Collector channel, and be an active participant on the content. Drop comments. Let me know how you like the videos, and you'll be entered to win this awesome package of comics, omnibus, and a Wicked Venom Funko Pop. So good luck, and hope to see you on future videos. Until the next time, keep collecting.